Hello, it is Foundation Friday, May 17th, 2019. Steve Sipress here with a very basic tip about basic pricing strategy. And I say basic, but as usual, only about 1% of business owners understand this. And 99% of business owners do not. That's not an exaggeration because all the studies show that 90% of businesses go out of business in their first 5 years. So there's really only 10% left that survive, and 1 out of those 10 understands effective pricing strategy. So the vast majority do not. Jeremy Danley is here. How are you possibly here on a Friday night? Jeremy Danley, how are you not on stage somewhere entertaining the masses who love you as the fantastic professional comedian that you are? And Ace is here. Good seeing you as well. So here's the deal. There's a saying among smart marketers, smart business people, forward-thinking, aggressive, bottom-line oriented, transformation-minded, big goal operators. We say that if you want to double your price or your fee, you triple your value. See, it's as simple as that. So most people make so many big mistakes of pricing strategy, and I could probably record 50 videos on it and still not come close to exhausting it. But it's very likely that you're among the 99% of business people that set your pricing by doing all kinds of wrong things, like looking around to what everyone else is charging in your area or in your industry. You got to know that being successful, you looking around to see what everyone else is doing and doing the same thing is pretty much the definition of not being successful. You're being average. So that makes no sense at all. There are other ridiculous way contractors like to do, it's a function of the cost plus the labor, and you understand in my industry that's out there. Yeah, I understand. That's how it's done among average, in other words, unsuccessful business owners in your industry. That's just not how it's done by successful business owners in any industry. We don't use set formulas. We don't look around what everyone's doing. We simply differentiate and create more value. So do you have to triple your value and double your pricing? No. But another mistake is, do you wait until you can make up some excuse like, oh, cost of living increase, or the price of gas went up, or, it's been 3 years since we've had a price increase, or all that kind of BS. Look, just increase the value and you can increase your price. And the easiest way to do it from that saying, the saying could be, if you want to double your price, double your value. But then it's just as difficult to sell as it is now. But if you triple the value, you give so much more value than the increase in the price. You make it easier to sell. So by increasing the value, not only do you make more money, you make it easier to sell. Give you an example, obvious, easy example in modern times, Starbucks. Everyone knows how much, think back to 20 years ago or 25 years ago before they started branching out all over the country. Howard Schultz, famously went to visit France and went into cafe, and everyone was hanging around and practically living there and drinking coffee. And he said, let's just do that back in America. Instead of selling coffee, let's make the coffee, and blah, 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 blah. But they also used effective pricing strategy. Now, everyone knew what a cup of coffee goes for. Oh, it goes for 49 cents, 59, 69 cents, 79. Starbucks, $3. Boom! Or even the most expensive coffee. Oh, it's a couple of bucks, but it's $6 for I don't drink coffee, so don't even ask me, like the Frappuccino with malted something and skim latte and who knows what, the tall and short and Italian words for everything and whatever. Starbucks did differentiate themselves. So everyone else, there's a good point, everyone else said we have a small, medium, and large. And Starbucks says we have all kinds of Italian words. We have a venti, lacamato, macchiato, what the bach. Ooh, we don't have a large coffee. We have a venti hookah papa. It just sounds so important and so fancy. We just got to charge more for it. And so they differentiated. They increased the value. We have such much better coffee. In fact, it's such a much fancier name even. And our coffee shop has couches in it and comfortable tables and free Wi-Fi. And so it's not just you come in and sit at a Formica countertop like you're in the 50s at Dunkin' Donuts, or you drive through at some drive-through places. No, you come in, you hang out as long as you want. make yourself at home. Howard Schultz, famous for saying he wanted his idea of Starbucks is to make it the third place. There's home, there's work, there's Starbucks. It's the third place that you're at all the time. You're 8 hours of sleep, or you're 12 hours at home, you're 8 hours at work. He wanted you spending the other 4 hours at Starbucks. You're just there for hours. So you're buying a coffee, then you're buying a croissant or whatever else they sell. Like I said, I don't drink coffee, can't stand the smell of coffee. I walk into a Starbucks, I start getting sick just from the smell. But they do all kinds of smart stuff about what they sell, and they differentiate from your average coffee shop. Nowadays, of course, if you really dig into it, there are more expensive cups of coffee and much more expensive coffee shops than Starbucks. They have taken that to the next level, but Starbucks did it, and they did it on a massive scale, and it became a raging joke, right? It's still a common joke of like, $6 cup of coffee, $4 cup of coffee, whatever the joke is. It's like, how ridiculous that is. Yeah, ridiculous all the way to the bank. Howard Schultz, one of the richest people in America. Starbucks, one of the most successful businesses, one of the most successful franchises in the world. So they increased the value exponentially, and therefore they were able to increase the price of the coffee exponentially. And I'm pretty sure, again, I got an idea here, a little proof that Howard Schultz, the CEO, the former CEO of the company, is one of the richest people in America. There was a little bit of profit there, right? So it raised the price, stopped just competing on the same level as everybody and basically going broke like every other business and not making any money, and start making some money. Another example, you've got to go back over 100 years for this one, back to when, and the reason I bring this up is because one of the biggest excuses for business owners is, Steve, you don't understand. I mean, if business owners were as great about making money as they are about making excuses, holy crap, 99% would survive, and they'd all be millionaires, and I'd be out of a job. No one would need my help. No one would ever go to helpfromsteve.com. Go there now, and I will help you to do this stuff, because I've never seen anyone, including me, able to do any of this stuff alone. We all need someone to bounce our ideas off of and to guide us, someone who knows what they're doing. Anyway, Jeremy's here, and Jeremy says, and Dr. Will is here, great seeing you. And Jeremy says, hey, if I have my phone with me, and Steve, I forgot all about that. See, I'm thinking since I work here from home and I'm on a laptop, but of course the whole rest of the world is watching this thing on their phone. So Jeremy Danny probably just came off stage to another record crowd in whatever venue we're at who could not believe how you packed the place. But of course, I know, and anyone that knows you knows, and all your clients know that that's routine for you. You do that all the time. So congratulations on another successful gig that I'm sure you just had, and thanks for watching. So I get this excuse all the time. Steve, yeah, sure, okay, coffee, sure, but I'm a plumber, and I can't just double my price from any other plumber. I can't triple my value. I mean, plumbing is plumbing. People call around and go, how much to fix the leaky faucet? And they got a general idea, but they might call around to 2 or 3 if their heat goes out, or if they need some landscaping or plumbing or whatever it is, these contractors, and people have a general idea. I can't just charge double what every other plumber charges. Yes, you can, and my clients do, and successful business owners do, no matter what the business. They like making money while you keep making your excuses that, oh, you can't do that. I'm telling you that absolutely you can. So I'll give you an example. Let's go back well over 100 years to when cars first came out and started being popular, and Ford had the most popular car, and everyone knows the Ford Model T. Practically every car in America was a black Ford Model T. That's it. Same model, same color, same car everywhere. So now how are you going to double the price of the car? You're going to increase the value, and that's what car manufacturers started doing. They started adding features. Hey, now we've got an extra this, and we've got a stronger engine, and we've got a better mirror on the better seats, or better whatever. They gradually, until today. And if you say all plumbers have to charge the same price, well, do all cars cost the same amount? And then you would say, of course not, Steve. Cars are different. There are compact cars and there are Maseratis. There are Mercedes and there are Toyotas and there are Fords and then there are Lamborghinis. See, they're all different. Well, they weren't when they first came out until smart business people said, we want to charge more for cars. We're not just going to raise the price. That's not going to work. We're going to raise the value, then we can raise the price. You know, there was a time when hotels were all the same. All hotels were the same. It was a room in a hotel. You know, sign the ledger here and go there. There's your room. They're all the same. And then, so you know, 100 years ago, hotel owners would said the same thing to me, Steve. Oh, you don't understand. A hotel's a hotel. It's a bed in a room. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Look around now. There's Four Seasons this and Hilton this, and then there's Red Roof Inn and the Motel 6. I mean, there's all kinds of range. So somebody owns a hotel and says, you know, I want to charge 5 times the rate of a Motel 6. I'm going to provide 15 times the value. I'm going to provide all kinds of Motel 6. What's the concierge like at the Motel 6? What are the luxurious sheets at the Motel 6? What kind of beautiful, fantastic shower is there, and coffee in the room, and a phone in the bathroom? And you ever stay at one of these really nice hotels? They got all kinds of crazy things going on. They're always adding more value, and beautiful, fantastic steakhouses in the lobby, so you don't even have to go anywhere. And yet there's still Motel 6s and Red Roofs Inns and all the kind of cheap crap that's out there. And of course the ma and pa owned motel that you see on the side of the road, you know, all you see, they compete on price with the cheap amount, and they don't get it. So there's the full range of hotels. There's a full range of cars. There's a full range of coffee places. There's a full range of plumbers. You simply add on value. Now, if you're still arguing with me and you say, Steve, you don't get it, fixing a leaky sink is fixing a leaky sink, there's no extra value to add, then you absolutely need to go to helpfromsteve.com and get my help, or somebody else that knows what they're doing, because you don't. And then you need to hope that among all the backlogged number of requests I have on there for help, that I somehow decide to pick you and give you a call. And then you can start making a lot of money. So you got to get out of this excuse-making, everyone's the same mode if you want to make more money. And raising your prices is the simplest, easiest, quickest way to give yourself a raise. Second of all, it's the quickest way to dominate and destroy your entire market, all your competition. They can't compete. How are they going to compete if you're given all this extra value while every other plumber in your town is just a plumber? And what else do you give besides fixing a leaky sink? No, that's it. We fix the... Screw it. Yeah, you fix the leaky sink for $75, but that's all you do? This guy who charges $150 does A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Nobody's going to call those, well, I won't say nobody's going to call those crappy plumbers that give low value. The really cheap, crappy customer is going to call you like crazy. And that's probably who's calling you now. If you're competing on price, or you think you can't raise your price because you can't add more value, then you are likely getting all the crappy customers, clients, patients, or members, anyone that comes along, pretty much meaning they call your competitors first because they're smarter and have better ads and better marketing. And those people say, yeah, I don't want to deal with you. Or they quote them the price and all the incredible value, and the person just says, I'm such a bad customer that I don't want lots of value. I want crappy value. So that, in other words, the McDonald's type of shopper, or the Motel 6, people still say to Motel 6. That type of, you want all those customers? And people would say, oh, I don't want the Four Seasons. I don't want beautiful, comfortable beds. I don't want a concierge bringing me anything I want. I don't want beautiful restaurants right there in the lobby. I don't want free coffee makers in the room and phones in the back. I don't want any of those kind of conveniences. I want to just go in and lie on a bed that's probably been have bed bugs in it for 6 years, and the mattress was bought in 1992, and it sags more in the middle than a skateboard park thing, or the ramp where they go up and down. Like, that's what I want for my $69 a night, and the TV with the rabbit ears on it. No, I don't want to pay $120 and live like a king. Those are the customers you're getting if you're looking around your competition and you're quoting the same prices they are, because, Steve, that's just the way it's done in the industry. Well, that's not the way it's done in any industry where the owner has a brain and likes to make money instead of just make excuses and say, woe is me. I'm a noble small business owner here, backbone of the community, but do I make any money? No. Big mistake. Okay, I've been there. Just about all my clients have been there. And so I can help you get out of that. I got out of it with help from someone else. I can help you do it too. And Jeremy says Motel 6. Now here, I'm going to read this one. This is from a road warrior. Jeremy Danley, one of the nation's top comedians, is on the road all the time. So there's an example I could have said here. Jeremy Danley says, Motel 6, they leave the lights on for you. That's a good one. See, I told you he's a professional comedian. They leave the lights on for you so the roaches don't come out. Exactly. That's really good. I gotta steal that. I'm sorry. Of course, I never forget. I never remember jokes, but if I do, I believe I'll remember that one. Of course, I probably won't. So you could probably tell me that again in a week, and I would laugh again because it's hilarious. It's funny. And Sid is here, and okay, Sid didn't. I thought he was going to have a comment. And a whole bunch of other people here. So I appreciate everyone here late on a Friday. Don't you guys have a life? No! You're entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs. Our business is our life. We're always thinking of our business. And you being here on my video are at the tip top of entrepreneurs because you're always thinking of how to improve your business. So hopefully this helps you do that. Like I said, this is just foundational, planting a seed. You might have heard it for the first time and go, wow. Or you might be arguing and still go, gee, I don't see how I could do it. That's fine. That's no problem. That was my first initial reaction. Thankfully, I reached out to someone for help, and I'm offering that to you. Go to helpfromsteve.com, and I'll help you put this to use in your specific situation, in your specific area, in your specific industry, specifically the way you want to do it. I got so many ideas for you that if you don't like the first 10 I give you, I'll give you an 11th one. I keep giving you ways to do this until you say, man, I would love to do that one, Steve. That one I can do. That's what I do for my clients, and I'll do it in just one brief time. If you go to helpfromsteve.com, I'll help you do that. That's enough. That'll do it for Foundation Friday. Thanks to Ace and Jeremy and everyone else that's here and everyone that put in a comment, a question, and concern. Sid says, I missed your meeting in Chicago. Yes, you know, people that know I ran a group I called Chicagoland's Sharpest Entrepreneurs. Maybe we'll have to talk about that someday because, of course, that was an aspirational name. Probably 90% of the members of the group were not sharp entrepreneurs, but I gave them that aspirational name, so maybe some would step up and go, gee, if I go to an event or I join a group called Chicagoland's Sharpest Entrepreneurs, holy crap, I ought to act like it. But most did not, unfortunately, but enough did that I helped dozens of business owners go from practically broke to millionaires. And many make six-figure incomes and so on. So we had a blast there, and I had a meeting. I had probably an average of 4 or 5 meetings a month for 6 years, ran hundreds of events. And I know, Sid, you went to a bunch of them, so hopefully you didn't just come for all the fun, because it certainly was fun and amusing, the Steve Show, as you could tell. But hopefully you implemented some of the stuff and made a lot of money from it. And if so, I always love to hear the success stories. Please keep me updated on all your success. That goes for everybody watching any of my videos. I always love to hear, hey, what you said on, Tuesday, whatever, 18 months ago, I did that, and blah, 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 blah. It resulted in this kind of success. I love to hear that kind of stuff, so please let me know. That'll do it. For Foundation Friday, thanks everyone being here live. Thanks everyone watching on the replay. I'll be back tomorrow. It's going to be Social Media Saturday, which means I will give you a fantastic tip about how you can bring in more money into your pocket via social media. I will catch you then. Good night.